Hello everyone, my name is Cody and today I wanted to take a look at the new game Prey from Arkane Studios. More specifically, I want to discuss the story and give you a brief rundown of the main plot, as well as discuss the various endings that you can get and what they actually mean, in case anyone was confused about the game's story and endings. It should go without saying, but this video will contain massive spoilers, so consider this your spoiler warning. To understand Prey, we must first understand the timeline. Prey takes place in an alternate universe that shares many similarities to our own. The United States and the Soviet Union were engaged in the space race when in 1958 the Soviets successfully launched the Verona 1 satellite. After the satellite began to malfunction, the Soviets sent a team to investigate. Once the team investigated the satellite, they came into contact with an alien life form. The Soviets covered this event up for 2 years before they finally contacted US President John F. Kennedy for assistance in containing the alien threat. In 1963, the US and the Soviets collaborated to create the Kletka program. It was essentially a permanent installation in space designed to contain the alien species, so think of it like a prison for the aliens. Fun fact, Kletka actually means cage or cell in Russian. Anyways, the Soviets betrayed Kennedy and they unsuccessfully tried to assassinate him. After the failed assassination attempt, Kennedy seized full control of the Kletka program, and then the US turned it into a fully functional research facility dedicated to studying the alien species, who were now known as the Typhon. The US were unable to utilize the alien abilities in any sort of meaningful way, and after an incident where a bunch of scientists got killed by Typhon that had escaped, the US government abandoned the project. A private organization known as Transtar purchased the facility, and they expanded the facility and dubbed it Talos 1. In 5 years, they were able to get a greater understanding about the Typhon and use their genetic material to create human augmentation devices known as neuromods. These neuromods fundamentally change a person's ability on the neurological level, giving them access to any ability that had been previously recorded from another user. So, for example, if you guys wanted an incredibly attractive Deep South accent like I have, I'd have to go to Transtar, they'd take my ability, they'd load it into a neuromod, and then they'd give it to you. What in tarnation? The neuromods are amazing tech, but they come with a price. If you want to uninstall a neuromod, your brain basically resets all of its memories back to the time just before you got the mod. In Prey, we play as Morgan Yu. After doing some tests to prepare for a transfer to the Talos 1, we find out that we're actually already on Talos 1 and we've been there for 3 years. Our apartment at the start of the game is simply an elaborate simulation, and Morgan has constantly been losing his or her memory due to the addition and removal of neuromods. After escaping the apartment, we learn that the Typhon have escaped, and that they are compromising everyone on the ship. We speak to a robot operator created by ourselves named January that tells us about our memory loss, and that we specifically designed January to put us on the correct path of destroying the Talos 1 and sacrificing ourselves to put an end to all of the research and all traces of the Typhon. We're also later contacted by our brother Alex, who tells us that we can save all of the valuable research data and still put an end to the alien threat. It turns out that the type of Typhon known as the Weaver is creating this strange anomaly that the scientists have referred to as coral. This coral is actually a neural link between all of the Typhon, and they're using it to summon a giant Typhon monster. Alex and yourself had created plans to make a device capable of killing all of the Typhon by hijacking the coral signal and basically frying their alien brains. Seriously, one version of Morgan wanted to blow shit up, the other version of Morgan wanted to kill the Typhon but save the research data. My brain hurts. Anyways, throughout the game we have the option of saving various crew members, and doing so does change your ending a little bit, but we'll talk about that later. Before we talk about destroying the Talos 1 or preserving the data, let's talk about the third ending option. This was my favorite because the game basically just talks shit to you when you do it. You can get a key for an escape pod, and you can try to abandon your mission. Alex calls and pleads, asking you not to quit, and once you launch the escape pod, you see a weird flashback when you try to fly away, and then you hear a quote that basically says, "We failed, he's not the one," and you get a game over. So, I thought that was pretty funny. I tried to escape the brain fuckery of this story, and the game just wouldn't let me. So anyways, towards the end of the game, the giant Typhon that the coral was summoning appears, and it starts to eat the Talos 1, at which point you decide to either blow the station up, or use the device to stop the aliens. So finally, after you either decide to destroy the station or preserve the data, you get one of two endings, both of which basically have the exact same implications. In one ending, the station blows up. Imagine that. And in the other, we see the Typhon get neutralized. After the credits of both endings, however, we awaken in a hidden location in front of Alex Yu and several robot operators representing the characters that we could choose to help on the Talos 1. It turns out that our character in the game was not a human, but a Typhon-human hybrid playing out an elaborate simulation based on Morgan Yu's memories. Our character is now judged based upon his or her actions, and we're either spared or killed. I personally helped a bunch of people on my playthrough, so I was spared, but if you show no empathy towards the people aboard the Talos 1, then you're killed, and Alex creates a new test subject. It turns out that the Typhon have already invaded the Earth, and that humanity is now injecting human genetic material into the Typhon to create hybrids with the hopes of saving the planet. You have the option at the end of this cutscene to either shake Alex's hand or kill them all. If you shake Alex's hand, it's presumed that you will go on to assist the humans in either defeating the Typhon, or that you're gonna act as some sort of ambassador for the humans to the Typhon. If you choose to kill them, well, you impale Alex, presumably dooming humanity, so that's cool, I guess. Now, I loved Prey's gameplay, and while the story isn't exactly the most innovative thing of all time, the endings were a fun twist. This could potentially set up future DLC or a full-blown sequel in which we learn more about the Typhon invasion of Earth. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys today. Now, I will be diving deeper into more of the documents and audio files of the game, and I've already started on a second playthrough to see if there were any things that I missed. So, if there's something surrounding the lore of this game that you guys want to know, be sure to comment below, and I'll definitely do my best to figure it out and do some investigating. Also, these story explained videos, they take a ton of time to make, so if you guys could be so kind as to drop a like on this video, I would truly appreciate it. Now, if you're new to Split Screen, be sure to subscribe for more gaming news, guides, and entertainment, but I'm gonna get out of here. My name is Cody, thank you guys for watching Split Screen, you have an awesome day.